Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt and Mari. Wrestling liver RHAPUp's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party. Moolah Ric Flair, showing out like Bianca Belair, Best podcast, flush it in the air, Roman Reigns and we win it, don't care, No cap. Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt and Mari. Wrestling liver RHAPUp's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Wrestling RHAPUp podcast. I'm your host, Mari Forth, and with me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Mr. Matt Scott. Matt, how are you?
I'm happy to be here, Mari. Look, blessed and highly favored as always.
Yeah.
And we have a couple phenomenal guests. Also, hope you're doing well, Mari. Everything's going well over there. But could we introduce our guests?
Please, let's do it.
Let's just get into it. Woo! Okay. Yes, clear our throats, all of us collectively. Making their way to the podcast, please welcome first the inventor of ODOs, the Queen Bee. That you guys are ridiculous. That girl, the American Nightmare, Odie Rhodes, and her partner, Kid Licorice, the cutest Licorice. Maurice versus all of y'all, the inventor of Sprite Kool-Aid, that guy, Mo on a mission. They are the nerdy, the sexy, the black, the healthy, the supreme, the glowing from the Black and Sturdy podcast, 100 episodes and counting. Please welcome the big deal, the big show, the big backed, black and snurdy, Odie and Maurice.
You got your own theme song? I must have missed this part.
Hold on, wait, like bum 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 bum. There we go. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you for having us.
Was that
Of course.
what the hell?
I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't sure what she was doing, and then I caught on a little too late. We landed it and we nailed it. Thank y'all for having us back on the show. We feel it feels to be back. It's good to see y'all. Well, they just
wait, I just did the whole ass intro.
How are they gonna know who's Maurice and who's Odie?
Oh, you're absolutely right.
That's
You're-
true.
yeah,
They're not watching us.
You're
Better be
absolutely
watching.
right. The voice that you're hearing right now is Maurice, aka Kid Licorice.
And I'm Odie.
Ooh.
Yes, and thank you for that sultry voice.
Oh.
It's so great to have you guys back on. It's always so
As
much
always.
fun when we tag team with the Black and Snurdy podcast. You just brought up a great point. Hopefully people are watching our beautiful faces here on YouTube. If you're not, what are you doing? Go to YouTube. Yeah, go to YouTube. Go to Rob has a podcast YouTube page. Search Wrestling RHAPUp in order to see us. But before we get into all the plugs, we got to talk about a little bit of wrestling news. We'll sprinkle some here, some throughout the show. It was so funny because we were just talking about last week, Matt. We were like, yeah, that TNA pay-per-view is about to happen, right? It happened that day. Like, later that day, after we got off. So yeah, TNA are they doing TNA Impact or is it just back to TNA wrestling?
Girl,
I think it's
why?
I think it's back to just TNA wrestling.
Yes.
I don't think it's Impact anymore at all. Yeah, TNA wrestling.
Let's go with that. That's so funny. They were TNA, then they were TNA. No, they were TNA and they were NWA TNA back in the day, and then they were TNA Impact, and then like, what are we doing?
Then it was just Impact. Now TNA.
Wasn't it also Global Force Wrestling at one point? It was like
they were
Global
collabing with that.
No,
something.
Global Force.
No, Global Force sounds right.
Yeah, something
GCW?
like that. But
wait, is that something
not
else?
GCW? There was like GCF, I thought, or something.
Yeah, it was like Global Force Impact or something.
It was when Jeff Jarrett with Jeff. That was because Jeff Jarrett had Global. I know. I don't know. They've gone through so many name changes.
Like
Like,
a Stargate.
I feel like this one was sprung on us too. Like maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I just looked up and they had new belts and new branding
Wow.
and stuff like that. And I was
You
like,
don't
oh,
watch
dang.
you don't watch TNA week to week? Okay, Mari.
No, I just watched certain matches, aka Naomi's match, aka Trinity's match. At Hard to Kill, Trinity had what everybody's presuming to be her last match in TNA wrestling as she dropped the TNA Knockouts belt to Jordan Grace.
She did.
Because all of the dirt sheets have been reporting for the past few weeks, like we said last week, that she is going back to WWE. So
I mean, she's going back to WWE is what's alleged, but let's be real here. She's the Royal Rumble queen.
She is true.
Yeah.
Nobody gets pops like she does at the Royal Rumble. Like,
no,
I still run that one back from what 2021, where that was good.
Pick one.
Still get goosebumps and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she's on her way back, and we're excited. I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what she does now. Other news. I
am most excited.
Yeah, I was about to say
this news.
Yes, Matt. How we kind of talked about last week. We knew she was coming back. Before we moved on, I forgot. I'm so.
Oh, you don't want to move on yet to my
no, not yet.
news I'm
not
most
you.
excited
No,
for.
because we didn't ask Mo and OD. We didn't ask how they felt that Naomi, aka Trinity, is coming back to WWE.
I'm excited. Like, first off, it's been so long since I felt. It's been so long since I felt the glow, and I'm just ready.
Yes.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Like, I prepared my body for the Royal Rumble for yes, in every sense of the word. But no, I'm just ready to see her in WWE again. Like, she's always awesome. I do like her Rumble performances too. Like, she does the Kofi Kingston spots, at least he has the last few years that I remember. And like, I just want to see what she's going to do in it. Like, it's always fun having her in the WWE.
And in the immortal words of Issa Rae, I'm rooting for everybody black.
Of course. All the time. Every day. And so I'm really glad. I can't wait to see what they do with her. We do have a Rumble predictions podcast coming up later this week. So I'm pretty sure we'll do some wild speculation during that podcast about what may be in her future. All right. Yes. Now let's move on.
Wait, no. Let me just say this too. Like, because this has been on my mind. Like, I'm so excited for Trinity to be back. Hopefully. Or to go wherever the hell she wants to be. Because, that's always, I mean, that's the thing with her, with Mercedes Moné, of course. But, I also have to say, RIP to the name Trinity. If
honestly,
she does go back, that would, like, I wish that they'd bring her back and she could just be this new Trinity persona and embrace it and be like, Naomi's the old me, Trinity's the new me. I also do wonder if she would even try to work that in, or, Naomi was so incredibly popular, like, it makes sense for her to use that name, but I'm gonna miss it. Also, I have to shout out Russell and Flo had such a killer theme song for her in Impact / TNA, whatever it's called these days. But I just want that new energy because she did really revolutionize herself. I almost don't want to see her just come back as
in revert.
Like revert to the old Naomi.
I want Sexy to do her intro music.
You said what?
I want Sexy Red to do her intro music.
Oh God.
I feel like she'd be able to bring the energy that she would need. First of all, Sexy Red.
You want Sexy Red to do Naomi's music?
I think that she is an underrated, untapped talent, and given the right resources,
all of us,
a banger for her intro.
Given the right resources. I guess agree. Given the right amount of auto-tune.
Right. The right writers, right ghostwriters. No, I that's kind of funny, OD, because I literally have a Sexy Red reference for later in the show. So
wow.
Yeah, so I think I'll talk more about her later on the show. I got you. I promise.
Wow. Okay,
Um,
we'll have a callback
I
later.
do.
So everyone knows
Yeah,
a callback is coming up
it's
later.
coming up. But
Wow.
also, yeah, like I want her to go back to the amazing, like the
I'm
amazing one.
amazing.
Yeah, the
Woo!
the remixed one with her on it.
Sorry,
Yeah, it's like,
I
yeah,
can't help it.
not the dance one with no lyrics, but the one with her on it. You know what I'm saying? Because
I want to
she
dance.
didn't have the same one before she left or whatever. Even if
You're
they could
right.
even go back to her heel one, and I would actually like it. More
I
than
mean,
anything.
they've been reverting like theme songs for
They
like certain
they
wrestlers and stuff. So
because of
Yeah.
CFOs, when CFOs left a few years ago, they've
Yeah.
been slowly reverting stuff. And that's what, you know what, that's one thing about the Rumble that like now is kind of annoying to me, because a lot of these theme songs are reverted and new. It's like it takes me so much longer to realize who's coming down the ramp.
yeah, that like it's very few theme songs now that actually that are distinct enough
Yeah,
that like as soon as that 3,
Right.
2, 1 pops
Yeah.
and then it starts playing, I literally have to look on whatever the
me
jumbotron
too.
is and
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, it's Chad Gable. Great.
Yeah.
Wow. But I think that's the thing.
Damn, I used the
No
first
offense.
in my head.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. Yeah, and I mean, I'll say I feel like it's like the AEW thing, because like they have people debuting all the time, and they'll just have the person's name on the screen. It's like, oh, that's like Deonna Purrazzo or whoever it might be, and I'm like, oh, okay, good. That's how we know. So you know what?
Yeah.
We'll see what we get, but she better show up at the Royal
She better
Rumble.
show up.
Yeah. I think she has to.
I think she's gonna.
Also, we did not intend to
Sweet.
stay this long on this, but there's
did.
like I have to send you guys these TikToks where like there's TikToks where like black people make rock music and like tag WWE in them to be like theme songs, and I'd be like, dog,
Yeah.
these theme sons
Wait,
Bangers.
eat. They're
Bang.
so good, so good. Like there are people on TikTok who just kind of make wrestling theme songs, not for people, not like Russell and Flo did, but like
yeah,
they make real songs that just sound really good that would sound really good as WWE. I'll send you one when I get a chance, but it's so
a few,
so
please,
good.
thank you.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Next, let's go by another a debuting wrestler. Ash by Elegance made
What a name.
her debut. Yeah, at the Hard to Kill pay-per-view.
Oh, God.
She did a little audience pop. I love when the wrestlers show up in the audience and then have like a little quick promo or whatever. Also formerly known as Dana Brooke. So good for Dana Brooke. I'm so excited that she's going to be in TNA. Good for her. I think she did deserve better. You know, I thought she was showing market improvement in like NXT. You could tell when she was like working. And the minute like she was stuck in catering, she was not as well practiced. So I'm rooting for her. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, rooting for everybody. Ash by Elegance. I just want to address something. I know her name is Ashley.
Yes,
but I don't know about Matt. Oh, 1 5 4 3 2 1 5 4 3. I just feel like I just wanted a focus group for this name because
I like it.
Can you imagine? I mean, Ash, I get like Pokemon Ash. There's that too, but like, I just wish we were consulted about the name.
Well, no, because the Visionette, the company Visionette that premiered, I think, on this week's TNA Wrestling, it made sense because it premiered on TNA this past week. It's like it's exactly what I thought. I was like, Ash by Elegance, that sounds like a perfume to me. And sure enough, the Visionette that they drop with her is like a perfume Visionette. It's like her, like shots of her. It's like who is it? Charlize Theron in her Chanel I think it's Chanel perfume commercials. That's how it is.
What a
It's like,
reference.
and it's and the voiceover guy is talking about instead of talking about like how good the perfume is or how it smells, he's talking about her. So I kind of like that. I was like, oh, I like this gimmick. Like, it's something really different to me. Odie, what did you think? What do you think of Ash by Elegance?
The flyer looks like Love Free on before 12.
Free on.
Oh no, not a club flyer.
Yeah, it did look like a club flyer.
Before 12. Mention.
Bring it back up.
Yeah.
Mention Jamal if you want $5 off. Or maybe a Tubi movie where, you know what it is? She's the girlfriend of a gangster.
Yeah. No. If it was a Tubi movie, the title would be "White Girl Walks Slowly Down a Walkway Before She Gets Kidnapped." Like, like them Tubi titles be like, why are you putting the whole movie in the title with the 20-word?
You know what? What? Oh God, please.
Would have had like a different Fashion Nova dress.
I like it. Y'all hating.
I'm not. Listen, it makes when I think of Ash, it makes me think of Ashy, and it doesn't. I don't like Ashy.
Yeah, well,
may I have some lotion because everybody was putting on lotion, and then I felt ashy. Like I think I need some now.
This is what I was saying though.
That's what it makes you think
of. Focus group. Where's the focus group?
I literally just put on lotion just from this.
Me too. I'm so moist right now.
Ash to me, and when I think of Ash, I don't have any. I think of it's cold outside. It's winter.
Yeah.
And now, am I ashy?
Can you put that back up, please?
Oh, I can leave it up all podcast.
First off, I this is all I'll say, and then we can move on. The first thing I thought of was Push by Sapphire. I thought it was bad. Not the story. I just meant like Push by Sapphire. Like
you're right.
Like that's what we're doing.
You're right.
Yeah.
And second,
it's the SH and the by. Yeah.
I'm happy for her. I'm happy that she's moving on to the next chapter of her life. I'm so glad that all rights are reserved.
Elegant.
I have to say, it is like oh my God, I really do have so much love for
Dana Brooke. I don't know what her real name is. So Ashley.
Ash. No, well, it's Ashley Sabera or something.
Sabera,
but but we can't say that. We need to say her name, Ash by Elegance. I do have a lot of love for Ash. Damn it! This is not going to work out. I'm glad we're not going to be talking about this week in and week out. But I have a lot of love for her. She's fun to laugh at. She was fun to laugh at in character in WWE, but she works so hard. Like she is such a good. She puts a lot into her performances. She's grown a lot as a performer. So I'm excited to see what happens. But I'm glad that we can get our laughs in now because it's going to be so serious. She's going to be. Yeah. She's going to be killing it. Top 10 of the PWI 500 in 2024. Mark my words.
She's also pulled some ballers back in the day.
Oh wow! Shut up, Mark.
Right?
We're going to bring this up.
She said by Elegance.
Yeah. She's all about. She's great. I love her.
She was dating that basketball guy.
Do you remember her thing though? Do you remember her thing back in WWE? It's like opportunity. I'm all about the opportunity. Oh my God, we need to talk about her
accent. But anyways, all right.
Opportunity. It's something like very Midwest. Like we need to keep going.
Yeah.
Or do we?
No, we need to keep going. No, we need to keep going. Damn it. Jeez Louise. All right. That's it for the news, at least for right now. Like I said, we'll sprinkle some during the rest of the show. If you haven't already, it's very, very important. Please subscribe. Go to robhasawebsite.com/wrestling feed in order to subscribe to Apple or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can also
Watch us on YouTube.
Again, yes, watch us on YouTube by going to RHAPUp's podcast YouTube page. Search Wrestling RHAPUp. We have a very nice playlist. And leave reviews. Leave ratings and reviews. That's how we get bumped up. That's what helps us. We're driving home the fact all across the network that we need you to subscribe. That's how we stay on. That's how we, can
put us on. Keep us on.
Bring you the biggest season ever. This is Wrestling RHAPUp's biggest season ever.
And you know what?
Literally on the road to WrestleMania.
And we know that we're the number one wrestling podcast here on the RHAP as a podcast network.
Yep.
But we want to keep growing because we could only go up from here.
Yes,
wait,
exactly.
Actually, that's not true. Subscribe, keep us alive. I feel like it's like an NPR ad, like donate, support us. So that
and
we can
honestly,
keep going for members just like you.
You don't want to miss all of the different guests and different things we are going to be doing this season. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to culminate in us on site at WrestleMania 40, attending WrestleMania night 1, maybe night 2. We'll see. We'll see what if the scalpers are scalping. We'll see about night 2. But yeah, and so make sure you also follow the RHAP Instagram account by going to RHAPgrams, RHAP Grams, because we will be doing stuff over there as well as we get closer and closer to WrestleMania. So, all right, that's it for our housekeeping.
What a house to keep.
Yeah. Let's move on to the highlights of the week. All right. So every week we go over the highlights of the week in wrestling, and you can either follow along with us in our handy dandy playlist that we've tagged down here in your show notes or your show descriptions. You get them all of them right then and there. Or, just watch our beautiful faces and we bring up the pictures, or just listen. We're here. We're here to entertain, whether you like wrestling or not. Okay.
Yeah. Audially and visually.
There you go. Audiovisually. So I guess we got to start off with this confrontation. We're still at the point where we're getting confrontations about the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble is next week. It's for a week from today. It feels like so quick, right? Yeah, it's a week from today. So I can't wait. Oh my God. I love the Royal Rumble. So we get another confrontation where Rhea Ripley is talking about her confrontation that she had with Nia Jax last week. And now Becky Lynch comes out and confronts Rhea. And we talked about it last week that I thought that this would be one of the things that would happen. I thought this was really interesting, right? Because clearly in the Rhea Nia of it all, Rhea is the face, the rooting interest. Rhea herself isn't technically a face, but she's the one everybody's rooting for, right?
Yeah.
Because Nia is most obviously a heel. Becky Lynch is the ultimate babyface, the consummate babyface, the man, Becky Lynch. She comes out here. And this is like, I like their promo in a sense because I felt like I liked that it was still kind of like, we're still trying to lean into like Rhea is the antagonist here, but also Becky is giving Rhea her props, but also it's kind of coming, it's not ringing false to me. It's just like Becky is trying to show vulnerability where she thinks like she might lose to Rhea. And I'm like, I guess. Mo, what did you think of Becky's promo here?
Weirdly enough, I kind of liked it. Like it kind of added like a, because I feel like it fleshed out the motivation behind like why she's trying. It's not just I want to be the champion. I want to be the top of the division. It's now there's the added layer of like, there's a part of me that thinks that I can't beat you, but I have to beat you to prove that part of me wrong or something. And I like that. I like the added layer of that. And it sold me a ticket. Like I've been saying for a while now, ever since they had like their backstage like sort of face off. They've been
like their little
they sprinkled it like here and there throughout the last year. Like I've been wanting that to be the match, and like this just sold me more on it. Like it's different from how you see it, and I think your points are valid too. Like I think all points are valid. I just felt like the added layer kind of sold it to me.
Yeah. I'm really trying to figure out I know one thing. Becky is really good at putting over other talent.
Yeah,
Like
she
hands
Sure.
down, no matter what. It's
Absolutely.
just hard when you're looking at one of the greatest women's wrestlers in Becky to somebody who's still on the rise. I think Rhea is really good, but I still think that like it still feels kind of hard for me to put her on that same pedestal as them, even
Yeah.
though like my brain is like we should. She's held this belt for a year. I think it's mostly just because she hasn't defended it as much. You know what I'm saying? Against like women of good
That
caliber.
level.
No
Yeah.
Fair
offense
enough.
to
That-
all of her current opponents,
That's fair.
her previous opponents. You know what I'm saying? Odie, any thoughts?
I mean, I try not to be biased because both of these are my girlfriends. I want to look at it and say, like, I think they're going to be a great match. I feel like Rhea's shown herself. She's constantly fighting Charlotte Flair.
Well, not constantly. She did that one time a
Is
year
it only
ago.
one? I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's
It
been
was
a bunch of
literally
times.
one time
Like,
a year ago. Yeah.
Charlotte's out there,
No.
like, Rhea's looking menacingly at her in the wings. I feel like that happens a lot. I don't. Time is relative. Anyway,
It's all good.
I think that in general, I always love seeing Becky Lynch fight and be in matches, and Rhea, and I think together, seeing them as well. Hopefully, if she wins the Royal Rumble, seeing them pitted against each other is going to be a good match, because I've already talked about the problems I have with the women's wrestling division is that I don't feel like they give us good matches.
Mhm.
And I think the two of them are a good match
Mhm.
together, and I would happy to see either of them win.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so diplomatic. Bailey.
Uh,
What? Wait, what about Bailey?
He thinks that Bailey is going to lose.
No,
Or
I
win,
said
sorry,
I
win.
think she's gonna win the Royal Rumble.
oh. Mhm.
That's interesting.
Okay.
I know we'll talk more about that. But you know what? I think that I'm okay with Becky having this doubt in herself, because she did just
Mhm.
lose to Nia.
Oh,
And
that's true.
Mhm.
Becky has had an interesting year where, I mean, just like Rhea hasn't been facing the top contenders for the championship in the last year. Like, Becky arguably hasn't been facing the top contenders either. She spent her time dominating NXT. I mean, yes,
Oh.
she was facing Trish
Well,
Stratus.
Trish.
and
Yeah, I was
Zoe
about to
Stark.
say
Well, okay, but
that was
not.
like the first
And sadly, Trish was never a
3/4 of the year.
contender in that same way.
Mhm.
So, I think they're meeting each other at a good spot. I hear you, Mari.
Mhm.
But to me, the part of this that is just most strange is how Rhea's like, great, see you at Mania. I'm like, what's the Rumble hasn't happened. The
I haven't-
29.
She said, I'm
29.
rooting for you.
Well, yeah, but like, come on.
But
I need someone else to win this Rumble.
I think you're right. I
because
think you're right. I
mix
do
it
like,
up for Bex.
yeah, mix it up for Bex. I think you're right though. This kind of like this subtle losing streak that she's gone on. You know what I'm saying? Like losing to Nia, losing
Mhm.
her the NXT championship belt. If they continue the story, which I think they should, she should lose at the Royal Rumble.
Mhm.
And probably, hopefully win at Chamber in order to get that spot. And it would actually make sense of the story if she has to go through Nia at the Chamber in order to get that spot from Rhea in some way or shape or form. So
Yeah.
I do like the story that's unfolding. It is a deep simmer, but it's so hard. It's so hard for such a talent like Becky to be in the quote unquote underdog role, or the person who needs to prove something. But I think they're doing a stellar job so far. And I don't think it was that bad that Rhea was like, win the Rumble.
Yeah.
So again,
You know,
there's a little bit, I would want a little bit more animosity between the two of them, but I think you'll have plenty of time. We have plenty of time to build that by WrestleMania.
yeah.
Um,
Becky has really been taking L's though in different ways. We haven't talked about this, but she had like a historic run on Jeopardy. Did you hear about this? Where
No.
she didn't get a single question right, and that was like the first time that's ever happened
Are you
on Jeopardy.
serious?
Yes.
When?
There was like 6 questions she attempted to answer, but she didn't get a single damn question right on Jeopardy.
Oh,
On
man.
Celebrity Jeopardy. So I mean, look at it's a struggle. She's really like
That's so
fighting
funny.
from the bottom. That's probably where this all started for her, where she's like,
It's
"Damn
like
it."
Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they forced her to lose Jeopardy so she could just start off?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
for the
to the
storyline.
storyline.
That's right. I think it was for the story.
That's what I'll say because I can't imagine.
I need to watch that. Actually, I really don't want to watch her
That
lose anything.
sounds sad.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
No, not one single question.
I'd be curious to know what question she was trying to
Me
answer.
too.
Send that link. When you find it later, send that link. I want it.
That and the wrestling theme song TikToks. We've got you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ooh. I'll add it to the playlist of clips.
Yeah. So there's an article about Becky and Rhea's like forgotten history. They've only fought like on live TV once, and that was at NXT back in 2019, where they fought to a no contest 9-minute match because Shayna Baszler and her lackeys and Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke had interrupted the match. So this is a match that we haven't seen. Yeah. So we haven't really seen. They have, of course, fought at live events a few times where Becky has won. So which makes sense. You pop the live crowd. So I think I think it's a good build so far. Like truly.
Wow.
I would be shocked
wild.
if that's not a Mania event.
But you would just assume that they've met in the ring on the main roster, and they haven't.
They haven't. Kind of like with Nia, Becky and Rhea kept missing each other because when Becky went away for the baby and stuff like that, and
I think that's she went away for the baby.
The baby.
No, I think that's a testament. I feel like that's a testament to the new regime of things, like to keep matches for the future and not just give them away on television or
free
on
TV
or on free TV or on a B show. Like, and you know, like I tip my hat to it.
Yeah. And again, because this rise for Rhea is relatively new. Remember, what was it, like a year, 2 years ago? We were like, dog, y'all need to pull the trigger on her because they kept stutter stepping her push, putting her in these tag teams, making her lose to Charlotte several times, stuff like that. So Rhea's really only been on the top for the last year. So all right. So next up, Drew, we get another Drew McIntyre interrupting people promo. Like, I'm really interested to where this is gonna go for like the Rumble and stuff like that, because I don't think Drew McIntyre is winning that Rumble. So why is he out here like interrupting everybody's Rumble promos? Like every single one. He's like, you talk about the Rumble? Well, I'm gonna come talk about the Rumble.
But you know what? Let me just say this. These are the best promos from Drew McIntyre ever. He's on another level. And the thing I love the most about them is how he is just like, he has receipts. He's unearthing stuff that we would never have thought of. He made a comment in this one about him and Cody teaming together, which I'm definitely going to find a photo of baby Drew and baby Cody together from back when they were tag team champions. Like, what? Yeah. What?
I don't even remember that.
No, it happened. Confirmed. Rumors confirmed. Yeah, no, it's strange, but the promos are mwah, mwah, chef's kiss. Love it. Because you just feel the intensity and the realness of it. And I mean, yeah, he's not going to win. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not a winner.
Cody, what did you think of this?
Cody. I personally like both of them as wrestlers. And first of all, people used to call me Cody all the time when I was younger. I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm telling you, Odie Rhodes.
I would tell them that my name was Odie, and they'd be like, Cody? And I'm like, no, that's But I do like the American Nightmare. Not only is he easy on the eyes, but he's a great wrestler.
The thinnest lips in the world.
I mean, yes, but
sorry.
we can
I can call a spade a spade. Cody is a great wrestler. He's handsome, but the thinnest lips I've ever. Go watch Cody again and look at the top lip. It is
Wow.
It is paper.
I mean,
I didn't know
not
we were
wrong.
looking. But
He's
let me search Cody.
You can tell he has
Cody Rhodes
pussy.
thin lips.
not Cody Rhodes.
Let's see if anything comes
Find a
up on
picture. You're
Google.
gonna put the picture up. If you do, I will.
I'm finishing my story. Anyhow, sorry. And that's the lip, not the lisp. Whatever.
Both of
Doesn't
them,
matter. Continue.
Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, I feel like are wrestlers that I love to see in the ring. I feel like they bring a lot of energy. I feel like they bring a lot of character. And I like to see them together. So I'm all for this match. I'm gonna of course be on Cody's side.
Well, you mean the Rumble, right?
The Rumble? Yeah, I want Cody to win and to be fortuitous because he's had a long journey.
Wait, you want Cody to win the whole Rumble?
Yeah, I want him to win the whole thing.
What do you mean?
Why not? Isn't that not a good thing for him?
He just won it last year.
He just won it last year.
He did. All right. Oh, well.
You could do it.
First of all, if Roman Reigns could be the champion for how many years now, or how many
4.
matches?
7.
Like, why not? Let Cody have his turn. He's not getting Roman's belt because they never let him actually complete a match without interference or anything. So, like, why not let him have his little day in the sun?
Well, here's the thing: if Cody wins the Royal Rumble, he could call his shot and say, "I want to go at Roman at WrestleMania" if he wants to.
So there we go. Why not? So then then he should win
Because he won last year.
Listen.
You don't think anybody else deserves to win the Royal Rumble?
The same amount of people who also deserve to have the championship belt. Roman Reigns is not the best in the whole entire network. Somebody deserves a time and a place in the sun, and why shouldn't it be Cody?
All right. Well, I'm sorry to derail you with
That's
an argument.
I'm just saying.
I just wanted to clarify that, like, they're not going up against each other. They're going to be in the Royal Rumble.
So then I want Cody to win the Rumble.
Okay, you want Cody to win the Royal Rumble.
I don't know who else is in the Rumble, but for right now, Cody is my winner always.
Well,
because I'm going to choose him regardless. I don't remember who else is there. Drew's going to be there, obviously. But between them, I want Cody to win.
Of the 30 men, the 2 that you know, you want Cody to win.
the 2 that you know.
Now, if you mention other people that I am familiar with, I will then be able to. I might change my are the Usos going to be in there? Because I'm going to pick Jimmy or Jay.
Wait.
Jay.
Come on. I need you to know they're.
Jay. First of all, they're
They
twins.
spent 2 years differentiating themselves, and you're getting them mixed up.
I'm going to mix them up regardless.
I mean,
It's fine.
Call them the twins.
It's okay. It's okay. We will definitely be asking you guys what your Royal Rumble predictions are at the end of the podcast.
Table this.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
wait, why did you interrupt that, Mari? I was sitting where I was just popping my popcorn, getting ready.
Yeah, because we will we're gonna if you want to hear our Royal Rumble predictions, make sure you tune in. This week we'll probably drop around Wednesday or Thursday. We'll have a supersized Royal Rumble prediction episode. So we're not going to give our thoughts, but we definitely can give their thoughts before.
That's great.
So yeah, so I want a whole section of this. That's why I'm stopping it now. So
I love it. Wow.
Yeah, because Drew McIntyre he had literally been on this mission. Like he felt like he was so close to winning the belt off of Seth if Damian Priest hadn't cashed in. So it's almost like he kind of wants to take the belt off of Seth. It's very interesting. And so we get later on the Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal match, which, set the internet on fire last week. We talked about. And in the Seth and Jinder match, it, looks like, Priest is about to cash in on Seth, and Drew hits him again and interferes with it again. So, and Seth escapes the Jinder Mahal of it all. They get to do their like, because this was the main event, they get to do their like okey doke, where it's like, is Seth gonna lose the belt? Here where Seth's gonna lose the belt. So they got to do all of that, and Drew is still like, I just love that Drew is like laser focused on the belt. I'm pretty sure we talked about it last week, but like that he's so laser focused on the belt, he does not care. Like he's taking out any and everybody to get to the belt in a sense. So I like it. And the Jinder Mahal match was meh. Like I don't anybody want to comment on that, or we just I can just move on. Okay, that's what I thought.
No.
I liked it.
Okay.
First off, I don't have a comment on the match because the match was whatever. The shenanigans was fun. But it was everything around the match that I thought was fun, like the Drew and Damian of it all,
and then Indus Shear in the background there with Jinder
nonsense.
People,
I thought that made it a lively match, but overall it was hooray! It was a match on TV. Seth has something to do, and in the long run, this might have done more harm than good. But I did want to pose a quick question, and then we can continue. Damian Priest, how do you feel about him having the Money in the Bank after now almost a year of it? Because I think, and this is a very, very hot take, if he's not the number one, then he is easily top 5 like worst Money in the Bank like holders of all time.
Why?
I'm also putting Otis up there, like
Otis.
him and his lunchbox.
But is it not a good thing to hold on to the Money in the Bank?
It's a good thing.
It's a theory. In theory, it's a good thing to hold on to the Money in the Bank, and it's a good thing to like. In theory, this is supposed to like build you up as like the next like potential thing and like a potential main eventer and everything like that. How many times has he like either waffled on maybe I'm going to cash it in or I'm going to cash it in, but I'm not going to cash it in? And like we've seen that like at least 20 times in the last like 7 months. Like, we're about to, something happens. Oh, we're about to, I get distracted. Oh, we're about to, Drew McIntyre kicks me in the face. Like, we've seen it so many times that, like, I'm kind of over it now.
I'm not, because I like that, because he's a heel. So I like when the heels do that with the Money in the Bank. I like that they constantly tease it. Now, I do get what you're saying. It's always something. Like, it's always something.
But he's supposed to be kind of like this, kind of a cool heel, not a chicken S-word heel. You know what I mean?
I think most of his
I forget.
You can.
I don't know either.
Most of his like failed cash-ins don't really come. They really haven't been his fault. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always like I'm about to do it, get kicked in the face. He tells Finn to cash it in, and then he gets, and then he messes up the cash in. So I don't think it's necessarily his fault, and I don't think he looks like really dumb like anybody else doing it. I just think he's held it for so long. I think the bigger problem here is that he's held it and they clearly have no plans for him. That's the worst thing you can do with winning Money in the Bank. I said it when he won it. I think he just won it just to add that tension to the Judgment Day, but they didn't think about what was going to happen after that. It would have made more sense if he had won it and then Finn went on to beat Seth, and then now you have that weird kind of tension within the Judgment Day. But once Finn didn't beat Seth, like what do we have here? You know what I'm saying? Like even the whole Seth being jealous of the Mr. Money in the Bank thing, that wrapped up 4 months ago. So I don't know where Damian like slots in here. That he currently is like one half of the tag team champions, I believe.
Yeah,
with Finn.
It just feels like we're spinning wheels right now.
It does.
In the Bank, instead of like actually building a legitimate threat out of Damian. Yes, you're right. He's the champion. He's the tag team champion. But like, like he's supposed to be being built as like kind of a main eventer, and he's like, it feels like he's just circling the scene right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my biggest fear is I think that what's going to happen is we're going to get. I'm supposed to be saving my predictions, but
Yeah.
I'm
What?
definitely
Wait, oh,
thinking
no.
that we're going to get
Spoiler.
like Seth. We're going to get Seth versus CM Punk at the WrestleMania, and then I feel like Damian is going to cash in while the match is still happening, and then I think he's going to take the pin, and that's how you're going to get the belt. You see what I'm saying?
Wait,
No,
what did you
I
just say?
absolutely see that happen.
Yeah.
You said that Priest is gonna win.
No, he's gonna lose, and
Oh,
they're
good.
gonna use him to save CM Punk or Seth, so they don't take the pin. You see what I'm saying?
No,
He'll take
we
that
don't
out.
need that.
Yeah,
I
he'll
don't
take
want
the
that.
pin so that CM Punk doesn't have to pin Seth, or Seth doesn't have to pin CM Punk. So
Wait.
he'll take the he'll enter himself in basically a triple threat.
Let me just hold on.
It'll be like he'll try to recreate Seth's cash in, like the greatest heist, but it'll fail instead of working.
I just need to say something.
Okay.
I know we were talking about this about 8 to 9 minutes ago, but I feel like Cody Rhodes has normal sized lips.
All right.
I just had to get that off my heart. I had to get that off my heart
Let's move on.
because we moved on. But I just also look, the thing about Priest that's ridiculous.
Agreed. I'm so mad at you right now.
Why is he failing so much? Like what? Come on, bro. What are we doing? But I do like the strategy of keeping the briefcase. Just keep it all the way until Money in the Bank, and then maybe like cash in like
the night before.
You know, when they do like the pyro at the beginning of the show, maybe the champ will be startled, and then he could roll them up and get the championship during Money in the Bank 2024. That's my prediction.
Yeah. So we say all this to say, like,
Cody does have normal lips.
So far off the beaten path here that Seth Rollins just suffered an injury.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Seth Rollins,
boo.
he suffered a MCL, a partial. Wait, let me just make sure. I want to say.
I think it was I want to say like it was like a meniscus and an MCL thing.
It was a torn MCL and a
Mhm.
partially torn meniscus. I've had a partially torn meniscus. It's not
Oh
fun.
my gosh.
But it's actually not that bad. And yeah, if you look up like recovery time for a torn MCL, it's actually not as bad as like a torn ACL.
Wow.
It's normally about 6 to 8 weeks. So he might still be able to make Mania. But let me just make sure.
Let's hope so for that. I do like how we have medical things on this podcast. We're really getting the people.
They said as long as he doesn't require surgery, that's the big key. So a grade 1 mild MCL tear usually heals within 1 to 3 weeks. A grade 2 moderate MCL tear generally takes about 4 to 6 weeks to heal with treatment, and a grade 3. Not we got a whole blown out knee on her. A grade 3 severe MCL tear can take 6 weeks or more to heal with treatment. If you undergo surgery to fix your MCL tear, it could take longer. So if this one does not require surgery, then he'll definitely be back. Like at least he could, should I say, let me not say definitely, be back in time for WrestleMania. But if it requires surgery, it's not looking good. How many weeks to Mania?
Because is Mania in March or April?
April.
Okay,
we'll be there.
Yeah, yes. April 6th.
So it's at the beginning of April.
11 weeks.
So it's over.
Yeah, it's 11 weeks until the WrestleMania Night 1. So that's plenty of time. A little hope there.
Can I pitch something? An idea. Maybe prematurely.
Are you okay? He's okay.
maybe he is told that he has to vacate the belt, right?
Mhm.
Then there's a then there's a match in an elimination chamber to crown the new champion going into WrestleMania. He comes back and is like, I never lost that belt. That's how we get the Mania match. And then it's a 3-way with whoever won the Royal Rumble.
I
Well,
never
for
lost
me-
that belt.
for me, what I would more like which like this type of injury, I don't think will lean towards this. Like if he had if he had torn an ACL, that normally takes about a year.
Sure.
I would have actually liked that the Rumble be for the belt. So yeah, you have the Rumble be for the belt.
Oh my.
Somebody
Like-
wins.
Anyone
and
could
then-
win.
with
Mhm.
Asuka, who won the Royal Rumble, and it turned out it was for the belt.
No, she won Money in Bank. And
Oh yeah,
that
my
was
bad.
it,
Sorry, it was
yeah.
Money in the Bank, and it turned out it was for the belt.
It's like when Roman went one versus all, and the Rumbles for the belt.
That's right. That's right.
What was that?
Well,
2016, 2017.
So a
something like that.
precedent has been set for this.
I just
Yeah.
want him to have a good. I want him
The
if he-
92 wrestle, yeah, with Flair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
in whatever way that he wins.
I want him to get healthy.
I want him to
like
be
Yeah.
He's a
happy during that
workhorse.
time, and
Mhm.
also for it to feel like a match that's actually that's worth something, and not just like they're just giving him this title because he's been doing it for so long, but because he's like we're doing it's a good match against a good opponent that is like worthy of they're matching their skills, and he's able to
Mm.
show what he's got because he's Seth freaking Rollins, and he deserves it.
I'm going to reserve my prediction for later on in the week, but they could do it like that, like the belt for the Rumble, because I'm pretty sure I think I know who's going to win the Rumble.
You gotta stop showing me this.
I know
Because one, like
Grey's Anatomy.
it's
Paige and Dr. Yang.
it's upsetting to see, and it's also weirdly making me hungry. So like see that knee again.
So
Torn MCL.
yeah, so I think they could do it where you give the belt to the person who wins the Rumble, and then Seth comes back and like, I fought tooth and nail, I did a rehab to make it to WrestleMania, and honestly, what are you gonna do? Like, I would just be like, okay, like, yes, he deserves a title shot. Like, I get it that it's like there's no more like automatic title shots anymore, but I mean, you build that up that much, and let's be real, Adam Pearce does not have the strongest backbone in the world. Just,
Wow. Wait, let me look for a
respect.
picture of a backbone.
Don't do that.
I'm surprised you didn't pull up a picture of a broken backbone or
So
backbone.
either way,
there's no backbone.
Either
weak
way,
one.
we just wanna like wish health and like healthy, positive energy to
Yes.
Seth, because like the man did get injured. So let's not be like, when are you coming back? Like as soon as
No.
possible. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you know what? Yeah, no, we don't need that energy. But also, it seems like he'll be okay either way, one way or the other. Like, it's not a career-ending injury. And it is just so sad, though, because even earlier that in the show, they showed him backstage carrying Becky Lynch's daughter. And I just feel like, like we don't
not his
need
daughter, Becky Lynch's.
That child looks like Becky Lynch. Like that was
She
my
did.
first. I'm like, this is odd. This is odd to see without her there. But no, you know what? Like, he'll be okay, and hopefully he makes it to Mania for his sake. If that's
His sake,
I mean, I'm
yeah.
assuming he wants to. So we hope that for him too.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a quick break and then we'll be
Oh.
back with more wrestling. Okay. All right. So it's so funny because we kind of commented on this last week, but like I felt like I wanted to talk about it here because it's like, again, what else are we going to talk about it? But Xavier Woods basically wanted some revenge, right? Because last week, Kaiser Ludwig faced off against Kofi Kingston, and he basically it's implied that he put Kofi on the shelf. He really hurt him, with the like aftermatch brawl and stuff like that. So Xavier Woods was like, I want revenge, you know? Like, how dare you come for my partner? And Xavier Woods gets the match. During the match, Xavier gets just so mad that he gets disqualified. But they continue to go after the bell after the bell rings. And we also get Ludwig Kaiser attacking Xavier in the back. And I'll talk about that separately. But I'm wondering if we're getting this Kofi and Xavier versus Ludwig and Emporium, because I believe what's his name, Caesar from Emporium,
Wait,
he's
Imperium.
injured.
Imperium.
Oh, I thought you said Emporium.
No,
Said
that's
Emporium.
Emporium.
No, it's Imperium. I let you
Tomato.
look.
That's
listen.
funny. Imperium. That's
Sorry,
funny. Did I say Emporium? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But what's his name? Like
Sorry.
the
That is
Italian
funny.
Vinci. I think he's injured. I'm pretty sure
Vinny
he got
Vinci.
injured a few weeks ago. But I say all this to say, is the New Day versus Imperium paving the way for Big E versus Gunther?
Excuse me?
Yeah, I'm hoping that Big E comes back at the Rumble. I
Aren't
don't
we
think
all?
I know, aren't we all? I don't think they have plans for him to win, but I could definitely see there'll be some Rumble dynamics because Kofi and Xavier will be there, Imperium will be there. You know, there's definitely you could definitely see some inner fighting during that, and then Big E comes and it's Big E and Gunther, and maybe they eliminate each other in some way, and then maybe we're looking at Big E and Gunther at WrestleMania for the IC title. That would be amazing. That would be, to me, that would be a great place to slot Big E into after sitting out for so long. He can honestly lose to Gunther at WrestleMania if they want to keep it on him, and they can still build towards more of a bigger match or something like that. Or you do it earlier, like Rumble, Elimination Chamber. That could be a big draw over there in Australia, I would think. And then find some way to roll it into Mania. So that's what I'm thinking. Am I the only one? Is it just me? Is everybody else stunned? Mo?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me
Okay,
just-
Matt. Okay, Matt.
Go.
Am I what?
I would love to see that.
Okay. So I speak in another language. Everybody's looking at me like I'm
I
speaking
love
another
the
language.
idea of it. I'm not gonna pull up a broken neck. But I don't think he's returning anytime soon. I
don't think
just
so?
don't. It's everything about that story with Big E. Like, it just seems like the injury was so severe that
But
I've
we
heard people
he
bring
was
up his name, but
recovering on schedule, I believe.
I would be so thankful. I'm sure he would be so thankful for that. But damn, he I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up about Big E is the thing.
Uh-huh. Okay, Mo.
So I had heard, I love, we all love Big E, and I love Big E too. I had heard that some updates as far as like his recovery. At best, if he does show up, I would think it would be just for a 6-man, tag match. I don't. Yeah, because like
That would be nice.
It would be nice. It would be fun to see the whole of New Day, all of New Day together versus all of.
I think old dude is injured though.
Wait, which one?
Vinci. No, Vinci. That's what I'm saying.
Not for WrestleMania though. He's not like out, is he?
I think he's out.
I thought it was just.
Let me keep talking. I'll look it up.
I thought it was like a few weeks ago. He was kind of concussed or something. Like I thought it was like not like a super duper injury. But if he's fine, if he's out, then
I mean you can keep going. Giovanni Vinci.
My fantasy booking is that Royal Rumble, all of Imperium comes out, and then Kofi and Xavier Woods. Kofi does his spot where he's about to get thrown out, but then who shows up at the
Who?
like from like their
Who?
not only does their name show up on the Titantron, but they run down right as he's about to get thrown out. It's Big E. He saves him, and then they do a stare down, and then this way, like nobody has to take super duper big bumps. They set it up for WrestleMania. It's a 6-man. And in my mind, for some reason, Gunther's in 2 matches over the course of the 2 days. One of them is a 6-man for Imperium versus New Day, and then the next day he can go up against somebody for the Intercontinental title.
2
Maybe
matches.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I forgot. He just caught a Kofi foot to the face, so he might be okay.
That's fine. Okay. You know, I look again. Don't want to get my hopes up, but
sure.
I do really love these ideas. I love our creative thinking, our creative writing, our fantasy booking, all of that fun stuff. You know, the one thing I will say that's weird to me though about Big E is that they haven't put him on TV otherwise, which kind of makes me think like that they have hopes for him to return sooner or later, because he could be on commentary.
I think that's a surprise. He reported back in August of last year that he felt like he was 100%, but there's no timetable.
Well, good for him.
Like I think he said he's on his recovery.
Well, damn. I guess we'll find out one way or the other. But look, we need Big E back on our TV. Why are they playing games like this? He could, again, I'm just saying at the very least, have him host WrestleMania next to, I don't know who I said
last. Why do you aim so low for our people?
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, I wish the best for him. I want him to host WrestleMania. No, nostalgia act.
Ridiculous.
Get him next to Goldberg.
I just hope you appreciate that I'm still here, because I did hover over that leave button and I was like, I just need to go. It's fine. Oh my gosh. Look, I'm just saying, at the very least, I don't want Hulk Hogan there.
No one wants him there. No one wants him there. No, just
God.
Ew,
God, let's not even talk about him.
Yeah, so that's my thoughts. As Ludwig was beating up on Xavier Woods,
right.
Jay came to make the save. Jay, which is like amazing.
What was that about?
What's that? It's about the long simmering brotherhood rivalry between the New Day and the Usos. If you listen to the New Day's podcast a few years ago, and they had the Usos on, it's one of the funniest wrestling podcasts I've ever listened to in my entire life. I think it's from 2016. They were just mentioning it earlier this month, because on that episode they have the twin debate. If you haven't heard about the twin debate, look it up. It is some of the funniest audio I've ever heard of. It's right up there with Big Meaty Men, because we talk about Big Meaty Men is from that podcast as well. The New Day podcast was absolutely amazing. And they talk about how their feud with the Usos has always been because they came up at the same time. They worked together. That's why it makes the best rivalry, and it makes the best, like, when they're like on the same side. When you think about when the Usos disqualified themselves from that gauntlet match in order for Kofi to continue for Kofi Mania, it's like that whole like, I can beat on my brother, but you're not gonna beat on my brother.
Yeah,
and it's such a subtle callback, and I love that Jay is there to help Xavier, because Kofi is out on a work and Big E's not there. So,
but you know what? I just kind of feel like when I saw Jay intervene, my thought is it's pro wrestling. People get their asses kicked backstage all the time. Like, just let it happen. It's not a big, like, this isn't a big deal. It's fine, sir. And also, Jay really loves to have a partner, doesn't he?
And I can definitely see them, like, again, we have like one more Raw before, so I can definitely see them teaming with Imperium, like them teaming together with Imperium just to get a little pop out of the audience and stuff like that. So I loved seeing that there. It's that brotherhood. I love it.
Brotherhood.
Yes. All right. So let's get to a little bit of NXT. Somebody watched NXT this week.
Yeah, Mari, you finally watched NXT and we're finally talking about it. Because you don't like NXT, but I really loved the whole show. Like, I loved the opening match with Idris Enofe and Malik Blade versus Mello and Trick. I loved it. I loved their color palette. Everyone was like in gold and in yellow. And then I really liked other matches that happened with and other people wrestled. And there was a women's battle royal that happened.
Which is what we're going to talk about.
I'm saying we're going to talk about it because I love NXT. We're going to talk about it because I'm a huge fan of NXT. Always have been. Watch every single time that I do.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
Yeah,
what are we talking about, Mari? Oh, I'll tell you. We're going to talk about the women's battle royal. So, Mari, what are your thoughts on the women's battle royal?
I definitely think, first off, like, I do hate when battle royals, like, they don't introduce everybody, but it's like, I get it. You can't sit there and wait for 20 people to get into the ring. But what I realized, I was like, there are people in the ring that I didn't even realize were in the ring. Like Kaylani,
I didn't realize a lot of them wrestled. That's what
that too. Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
There's a lot of up and comers.
Like, only like Kalani Jordan, Izzy Dame, which I was like, who is that? Kiana James. I think they were the only ones that I remember getting entrances. Was there anybody else?
And Blair, did you say Blair?
Oh yeah, Blair Davenport. Oh yeah, I do like her.
See, I watched.
Yeah. And it's just like I was like, okay. And then when it came down to the final four, it's like only like two of the girls that got entrances were even in there. I was like, what is happening? Can
I ask a quick question? Like, and my apologies because I just watched what was sent. Like, was the rules clearly stated before the battle royal that the battle royal would then turn into a final four match?
It was. It did take me a minute, but I will give it to them. It was, because they did say battle royal. It did say battle royal, and then like in small letters after it, black letters, it said final four will end up in a fatal 4-way match, which I actually like that. I kind of like that twist, though.
I like that. No, I'm saying I like it.
I like.
I just was confused. I was like, all right, so like
at first
there's 4 of them left, and then they were like, now the match will begin, and I was like, wait, what?
I know.
I went back and I was like, they had been saying that. No, I went back and it was in the title card and everything. It was just like,
okay.
I missed it, and also just to talk about something specific from this battle royal that threw me off, which, like, in the rules, like with these rules that it end, like the battle royal. Wait, so I guess the battle royal kind of ended, and then it was the 4-way match, but it was also kind of the battle royal. But Kalani Jordan, like, she had her spot where she went flying out of the ring and landed on the announce table.
Yep.
Right? This happened, right? Did this happen? Okay, I'm just making sure. So she did that and she landed there, and I'm like, why don't you just keep sitting on the table? Like, why do these people always try to get back in? You know what I mean?
So
just wait.
Now that you speak of that, there were so many people just going under the ropes and like coming back in and sneaking out. After she got back in, she did come out again. Like, Kaylani Jordan was one of the main people I was watching, because the rest of them, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like the Patrick meme. I'm like, who are you people? Because I was like, I don't know.
There's so many.
I thought I didn't know a lot of them, but then like, when it got to the end, I was like, and they're like, oh, that's Tatum Paxley. I was like, that's Tatum Paxley? Like, when did she change her gear? Like, what? No, that's Fallon Henley. Like, what? Why does she look like that? Like,
I'm sorry.
No. I was just gonna say, I really don't know this women's division anymore.
But
it
I
feels
feel
like.
like it's a
Wow.
testament to how deep the roster
Could be me.
on NXT is that
Mhm.
like so many of the women very talented, like we are a far cry from the fucking attitude era bullshit. But like it's a testament that this battle royal happened, that there were so many talented athletes in that ring, and I ain't know near motherfucking one of them. I knew some of them. I knew a handful, but I didn't
Same.
know the majority. And I was just like,
Me too.
at one point, I was like, like I feel old because I was like, is that Lash Legend? I feel like that's
Yes.
Lash Legend in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
very chaotic Royal Rumble. Not to say that. I mean, Royal
Well,
Rumble.
Battle Royal. Battle Royal.
Sorry,
Battle Royal, not a.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. It was a Royale.
Yeah.
And people were moving around the ring.
It was a
But
Royale.
Yeah.
I just feel like
They were rumbling.
it was definitely it seemed more chaotic than ones I'm used to when like watching the other
Yeah.
one, the way that they feel like streamlined. It's very a clear way of doing things, because obviously having that many people in a ring at one time can be very chaotic, but also I enjoyed it because I feel like they were being very sassy and very like petty. Like when I don't know the name of the team, but there was the one girl, she saved her teammate from being pushed over by the woman.
Yeah.
Electra
the
Lopez
matching-
and Lola Vice.
And then so she
Yes.
saved her, and I knew that after she saved her, she was gonna push her over. But what she did, and she did a little hip thrust, I was like,
Mhm.
only for her to be knocked over the edge.
And
I
they
was like,
start fighting.
this is what I want to see. Okay.
Yeah.
I want
Mhm.
sadness.
That was a highlight because Electra Lopez and Lola Vice turning on each other when they were like a pretty hot tag team was very interesting. That was one of the things that definitely got me watching. Some other things.
Who, Mari?
Like-
who the hell? Could you explain something? Who?
Please.
No, I'm a huge fan of NXT all day, every day. But who is Maddie? Who is Maddie Rank? Who is Ren Sinclair? Maddie Rankowski?
Yes.
I do not know this person.
So a little bit of news. Cora Jade, who had just recently returned after an injury, tore her ACL in a non-televised match. I mean, she literally just came back, enhancements and all. I feel bad for her.
Yeah, me too.
And so now she's gone for at least a year, and she was battling Maddie Rinkowski, who's formerly known as Izzy, as in Izzy Mania, as in Bailey's super fan.
She looks like Bailey a little bit too.
She does not look like her though, Mari.
In that old picture when she's a little girl with Bailey, they look like they're like sisters.
This is not Mari. This is not Izzy. That is not
I'm
Izzy.
pretty sure that. Well, I don't know that picture, but
Actually, hold on. Wait a minute.
Next to pick up the photo.
Wait, hold on.
Like
now that I'm looking at her, I don't think that
is not her.
I'm pretty sure that's her.
That's just like
it's not. Go to her Twitter and you'll see. I wish I could like do a side-by-side graphic, but that is not Izzy.
No, just put them up really, really fast. Just like here's her.
Let me find a picture of Izzy Izzy Mania fame.
Because
I'm not. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Wait, yeah, these are.
I found her.
People. Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
My bad.
Hold on. Wait. Let me do. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, then what are you doing? You're only getting half the story. So this is Izzy in this picture.
Yes.
And then that's.
Okay. Okay. My bad. That's my bad.
One more time.
That's me. Our truth. Okay. My bad.
We go back. Izzy.
Okay.
I could have sworn. Oh, I really got that.
There are some people who have before and afters like that.
That is but
That's true, but she looks the same. Izzy looks the same.
I'm
Izzy
so
looks
confused.
like she
I'm
did
like
when
trying to
she
look it up.
was a child.
But find the picture of Izzy when she was a child hugging Bailey so that we can see
Okay.
how similar they look like siblings.
no, okay. Oh, you're on some other.
Thank
right.
you, Odie. Thank
Izzy
you.
hugging Bailey.
No,
Let's
it's
find
no.
that.
There's a lot
Odie's
of
on her own
Oh.
crusade. She thinks that Izzy looks like Bailey. Maya thinks that Izzy looks like this other person.
No, if you type in Izzy Mania and Maddie Rinkowski, like her name comes up like next to her so many times.
What do you mean? What are you talking
Literally
about?
Google Maddie Rinkowski Izzy
Why
Mania
would I do
and
that?
it's in there so many times.
Fine, I'm gonna leave this picture up of Izzy
That's not the one
hugging
I wanted,
Bailey
but I
from
appreciate that
7
you
years
But it's like,
ago.
yeah, but it
This is
says
the one.
Izzy Moreno.
Yes, and Maddie Rankowski. Who?
Mission Pro.
There, you know what, Mari? I do think you probably figure out something. Like you're unlocking something.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
unlocking.
no, this is
All right.
some bearing.
Either way,
There's just a conspiracy theory
Right.
here.
yeah, it's a yeah, it's like I've never seen them in the same room together. All right. Anyways, Maddie Rinkowski, what I do know is she was like on a different brand, and during this her early career where she was on like Mission Pro Wrestling
Wow.
and I want to say it wasn't one of the big ones. She did make a debut on AEW Dark. Yeah.
Same.
She had a ponytail in, like she had a high ponytail with not braided, but like
Ariana
kinda like
Grande
beaded.
or
No. It was like a high ponytail, and then it was like she put like rubber bands down it.
so
that it
you're
kinda
saying
looked
she looked like Izzy.
No.
Are we
I'm
still-
going. I'm no. We're not on Izzy anymore. So, but because she did this, I think somebody has said, "Oh, are you like you're still in Bianca's gimmick?"
Mm.
And
Wait.
she said, "No, at least mine is real."
Ooh.
And yeah, and then so Big Swole had to step in and say, "Hey, that wasn't cool for you to say. Like that was a micro."
on Bianca.
Mari, you have so
Exactly.
much tea. Who knew?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I went. Well, I guess I went one step too far with the Izzy thing, but I know this is real because this happened, and that's the reason why when she debuted here in NXT, and her name was revealed, Ren Sinclair. If you look on Twitter, there's a lot of like backlash against her. Nobody, because people haven't liked her since the Bianca comment.
God.
Mhm.
I don't like it now either.
No, I have to pull a picture of the braid.
Please
Yes,
find
sad.
it. But this
It's
is
such a
the
bad
problem
picture.
that this is the issue I have. Like, why when you're called out for doing
it's just
for first of all, it doesn't even look good.
Yeah.
You look dusty, and you're
looks so
mad.
bad.
Oh, and do you see the
We're
comment
not-
under it?
We're copying, you're imitating somebody, and you're not even doing it in a way that looks good.
It's so
and
bad.
then you try to say some negativity about them just because who cares? I mean, you know it's real. It's on her head. It's not clear. She bullying hers.
Yeah. So
Wow. How did we
this
end
is
up
why
here?
people don't like Ren Sinclair. And I think her eliminating Lash Legend in the battle royal was another microaggression. I didn't like
what
she did. She placed
Mari,
in 5th, and
you know
because
that
she rolled
she's
out of the
probably
ring.
listening. You know that
Okay.
of all people we've ever talked about, most likely to be listening to our podcast, probably Maddie Rankowski, because
I highly doubt.
I mean, what else is she doing?
Nothing.
So yeah, so you know, but the battle royal was very interesting. This is where I'm gonna say, speaking of Lash Legend, she was doing a very good job of like cleaning house in the battle royal.
Yeah.
So much so I didn't even realize. I was like, Jakara started the match, but I think
she was
Jakara
eliminated early.
Yeah, she was eliminated.
Actually, no,
like, so
Jakara,
early.
she was eliminated first.
Oh my god, the
Yes.
indignity. So first off, when somebody pointed out on Twitter this week that the last time that there was a black NXT women's champion was Ember Moon, and that
What
was like
yeah.
that's what 2017,
That
2018.
is crazy.
That when you put it like that, it's like wow, and it's just kind of like, and even more proves like why didn't Bianca have that belt? Like, hate it.
Oh my
Anyways,
gosh, she
but
really didn't she?
she never had it. So
I mean, I'm
but
not
then
just,
she went on
I mean,
to be the longest reigning champion. So like
yeah,
that
she got her flowers. Yeah,
yeah, she got her
Yeah.
flowers. She got her flowers.
yeah.
deserves
But
for
her.
the
and it's not looking like it's going to happen anytime soon because they're not really putting too much heat behind Jakara and Lash, even though the metaphor group is honestly so good, and I don't mind them sticking in the faction right now until they get out, until they like get out of it. So but the only other thing is like, again, Kehlani Jordan or Sol Ruka is now in, she's been injured for about a year or so now. I think she tore her ACL again, but it's just a sad statistic for me personally. But saying all that to say, Lash looked really good in this battle royal. So to the point where the audience started yelling "Ski Yee," which again,
Yeah.
that is the Sexy Red reference. I wrote it down. If anybody should have a Sexy Red entrance, it should be Lash Legend.
I would go with that because I think that they could do great things.
That makes more sense.
Imagine
to me
get Sexy Red, get Sexy
It
Red,
does.
and these TikTokers to collaborate on something, both doing what they do best. But
Yeah. I really wish WWE wasn't so cheap with the entrance musics anymore. Like not collaborating like with like, I don't want to say real artists, but you know what I'm saying? Like how there you go, Sexy. Nat has a picture of Sexy Red up. If you don't know who Sexy Red
with
is,
a huge stack of money.
Yeah, this is her at the VMAs.
Monopoly money, but still.
That's literally how she rolls around, and with her glasses as well. I honestly think she would be a good match for it would be a pretty cool. But like, yeah, you know, they don't do any more collabs with Lil Kim. You know, what was Triple H's Motorhead? Or, no.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
They're
Like,
too busy getting country celebrity artists Jelly Roll and Hardy.
First of all, not too much Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll. I feel like Jelly Roll came out of nowhere. I was like, who is this guy?
Jelly Roll is actually very talented.
Well,
Jelly Roll.
Yes.
all of that to say, all of that to say that yeah. I think the match beyond came down to Fallon Henley, who I did not realize was in the match until the final four. Roxy, who was it? Thea Hale and Kiana James. Yes, Kiana James. Kiana James has been more in the spotlight recently, so I did know who she was. All that for Roxy to win, and I'm just kind of like, sorry, I keep calling her Roxy, for Roxanne Perez to win. And it's just kind of like, why are we still here?
Because it was because we know what it was supposed to be. This was supposed to be for Cora Jade, but then
I forgot about that. Yep, you're right.
You know, things happen, and you know, I don't think NXT does a really good job of planning out alternatives if the main
next man
work.
up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like, like what do we do? Hit the go-to button.
Roxanne.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good point. I was just very like deflating. I was like, not even Thea. Okay, like I don't know. I'm just not into this crop of NXT women, and it's okay. It's like they're still good.
There's still time.
They're still talented. They're still good, but it's just like nobody has like a real standout character to me. Like,
okay, here's the thing.
except for Ariana Grace. I loved Ariana Grace and her.
Why did I think you're gonna say Ariana Grande? She has a character. She definitely does.
She does.
And I do feel like all of the participants in this battle royal, like none of them will be on the Royal Rumble if I had to guess. Because like, where's Tiffany Stratton? Where's our girl Tiffany? There are other people, I'm sure. I don't know who was missing.
Well,
But I know Tiffany
Ivy
wasn't.
already went up too. Like
Oh my
Ivy
God.
Niall already went up. I liked her.
It's good,
So
and they're doing cute things with her on the roster. Good
they might
things, even.
put like two or three of these girls in there, but they're not gonna get a pop. Like I don't think they're
No,
gonna get
I don't think any of them are gonna be in the. Because I almost feel like they're like, look, we know that none of you are gonna be in the Royal Rumble, so let's give you your little thing, you know.
Well, I
And I'm
think they
happy they got.
have to. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of like in my
Oh, I
head.
see what
That's
you're
the
saying.
story I tell myself. Like Shawn Michaels back there, like, so we know you want to throw each other over the top rope, brother. I don't know why he's
I
Hulk
got
Hogan.
you.
now,
Why is he
but
Hogan?
you know what I mean. No
Brother.
one should be. This is nasty.
And
Too many
yeah, it's
Hogan
gross.
references.
So I get what you're saying. You're saying these specific women won't be in the Rumble. So
Yeah, these
like
specific. I mean,
so yeah,
yeah.
so now I am thinking like who was missing. Like I thought Blair Davenport got chucked out unceremoniously as well.
Mm.
I don't know. It's just
I don't know
it was
either.
good. It was still good. It was still like good. I like the format of going to the final four. I truly did. I wasn't expecting that. But
Same.
I was a little let down at the end, and I think Mo perfectly summed that up. I totally like that. It would make sense that Cora would have won that.
Yeah.
Overall.
You know, by the
Mhm.
way, how amazing that we could be talking about this battle royal for 20 minutes. What a just saying.
Yeah. Next up, so Nick Aldis is not fucking around with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has to sign this contract for the Fatal 4-Way. Everybody else has signed. AJ Styles, LA Knight, Randy Orton. And Roman is like, and Paul think they're going to do their shenanigans. They're like, he hasn't ready yet, so he's not going to sign it right now. And Nick Aldis is like, if you don't sign it, you're vacating that WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship.
I love
Yeah.
Nick.
I have a quick
I
question.
love him.
Yes, Odie.
Novice of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Can people just say, I'm gonna say it's vacant? That it's just vacant? Like,
yes, when you're the GM,
When you're the general manager,
Oh,
yeah,
He-
he's the GM.
you
He
can
can
tell
trip
him
him.
wearing a suit.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
you can tell because he's wearing a suit. And Randy Orton was like checking his suit out, like that's a nice suit.
That's why because I was like, why is this? I guess like I know that I've seen him around, like Nick around a lot, but I couldn't remember like what he did. So when he was like, I'm gonna make it vacant, I was like, okay, who cares? Like, why is that a threat? But then the what do they call the old guy again?
Paul Heyman,
Yeah, what do they call him?
the wise man.
The wise man. When he got a little shook at that moment. He
got shook for real.
Yeah, he was chicken.
He walked away and then came right waddled right back. Like,
yeah.
So that was definitely very interesting to me. But I was like, oh, okay, this is what power looks like because nobody else has power over Roman Reigns.
Wow, this is what power looks like. Paul Heyman.
And they got them to do like separate matches to kind of like wear each other down. So it was AJ versus LA Knight because LA Knight and AJ are still kind of like going a little bit back and forth because
it's weird.
Yeah, because LA Knight quote unquote stepped over AJ's body in order to take the spotlight from him a few months ago. Randy Orton just so cool, calm, and collected, just threatening Paul Heyman was amazing. I'm so mad. I'm not mad, but I am enjoying this Randy Orton. He's really good. He's really cool. Like age does some good things to some people. Bad things to bad.
He's aging like fine wine.
Fine wine.
Okay.
Randy Orton.
But not just that. He's actually evolved his thinking as well. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He used to be nasty.
Talk about RKO.
Exactly. Very that. And so all of the matches get interrupted. Solo hits Samoan spikes on LA Knight and AJ Styles. I think the biggest thing was at the end when Randy Orton came out and Randy Orton first RKOs. I think he RKOs AJ first, and then he RKOs LA Knight. And then he gets ambushed by Roman. Roman hits him with a Superman punch. And Roman signs because he has to. Looking all good. And
Always.
Roman thinks he's gonna go for a spear, but Randy Orton counters it with the RKO. It's great. This was a great ending to SmackDown,
Yeah.
to be quite honest.
Yeah, look at
Because
that.
sometimes
Yeah.
It actually got me excited for the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah, me too. I mean, like, oh, you were saying.
No, I was saying like sometimes like these kind of promos, I feel I'm left like they feel very rushed. But I feel like this one, it was like everyone had their little moment to shine, and it felt very like organic. Like of course, like there Randy, he's gonna take all these guys down, and then Roman's gonna come out in his usual like pomp and circumstance to be like, you can't. You think y'all are talking real big and mighty, but I'm still Roman, so watch your mouth. I liked it. And it hyped me up for the actual 4-way.
I liked the fact that Roman was wearing an Atlanta acknowledgement shirt.
It was great.
Why hasn't he just been doing that in every goddamn town?
That's literally what James said. I thought he had been, but I don't know. Those are cool. Those are very cool.
It's always just been just standard Roman attire or whatever.
You know what though? Maybe they do sell those, and we just don't. He doesn't wear them.
Yeah,
I would literally buy a Baltimore acknowledge me shirt.
Brooklyn acknowledge
Google
me.
it.
Well, Ron Konkama acknowledge me shirt. Long Island stations.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to go on WWE.com to see if they have them. I think they're one of the ones I could definitely see it. It's where like they're on the merch stand, but because Roman doesn't come to every city, you know, that we don't see him wearing them, you know.
Well, damn, it is a good looking shirt though. It does remind me of CM Punk though. It's giving a little bit of CM Punk
because of all the stars.
Stars. Yeah.
The color
but it has
palette.
the sky. Is that the no? That's his tattoo in it.
Yeah, that's his
tattoo.
Which again,
that's a nice shirt.
It's a really nice shirt.
I mean, he looks great always. Look, he's just such a handsome man.
Looks great for you.
Look at his just.
Look at that jawline. Ugh.
I love it. Where I'm like, ugh. No.
Oh man, and I wish I had enough money to buy those teeth.
Look at
those teeth.
Yeah,
they're perfect.
They're perfect. Those are some choppers, man. Roman is a perfect wrestler.
Yeah. They finally they finally fit his face now. Like at first, when he first got them, they looked so like
the teeth or the
teeth.
I love that you zoomed in on the teeth.
I literally cannot zoom in more. It's wild. Those are some good teeth, though.
They really are.
They frame.
He's got some good chompers.
Wow.
The Atlanta one is up here, but it doesn't look like any other ones up here. They'll have to have one. They'll have to have one in Philly. They'll have to when we're at WrestleMania.
When is Philly again?
It's the WrestleMania 40. It's April 6th and 7th, but then it's a week full of like things to do as well. So and you know, if y'all want to come and hang out with us,
we'll be there.
That sounds fun. I mean, listen, that always sounds
established. Wait, Mari, did you ever
just a
find
short
that
train
shirt?
right away? I have the Atlanta shirt. They do have the Atlanta shirt. They just don't have
any others on the shop.
Yeah,
That's
they don't
wild.
have. he has a lot of shirts, but not like that one.
What's his thing against Atlanta? Is he from there?
No, It was because
Did he ever live there?
No, he's from Florida. It's just
these people. I'm confused.
Well, it's just because they were in Atlanta last night, so that's why he was wearing that shirt.
Look, okay. I hope we get a new one for each town. That is interesting. I do feel like Roman has some connection to Atlanta, though. If I'm being honest, I don't know why. It's just in my heart.
Either way, I am now kind of excited for this Fatal 4-Way. I don't think it'll change much, but I think it'll be a fun match. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I am too. I like the energy of it. I don't know. It's just so much chaos leading up to WrestleMania when we kind of have an idea of like Roman's going to be the champ at WrestleMania, or we assume at least. But if how wild would it be if he wasn't the? I'm gonna be thinking about that for a while in terms of predictions for Mania. Like, is Roman gonna somehow lose that championship before Mania? That would be ridiculous, but you
The
never
thing
know.
is, I want Roman to relinquish his title, but I want it to be in a good match. I don't want it to be just because he's had it so long, then we're just gonna give someone the title. I want to see it be like it was a good matchup with someone who's really deserving and that's gonna be matching his steeds and his vibes. So I
Mhm.
know that when my boo loses this title, it's gonna be because he deserves it. Honestly, maybe it's like not to bring back the bloodline feud, but like I wouldn't hate it if Jay
Oos.
is that
Mhm.
the correct Uso?
Yes, that is
Yes.
the correct Uso.
The correct twin. If Jay were to beat him, only for the sake that I feel like Jay has just been through a lot through his last few years, and he's put up with a
Mhm.
lot with Roman. And if he came back and just took it all from him and said, "Humble yourself, big homie, be
Yeah.
humble, sit down."
Unfortunately, at this point I don't know if we're past that. Like
Yeah,
the story's been going on so long. I don't even know when the story will end. Cody Rhodes is confident he'll end the story, but now I'm not so sure at this
yeah.
point. Like I just don't know anymore at this point.
Keep
No
getting
one
better.
else.
Every time I think we're gonna get to that, like, okay, it's just time for him to move on.
It's
something
almost
else
as
happens.
if the story should have ended last year at WrestleMania. I mean, they
Shocker.
could have gone and done the entire
What?
Jey Uso breaking up the Usos and all that other stuff during the summertime without the belt involved.
That's very
Yeah,
true.
I
It's
guess
the
very
so.
true.
that never ends.
Sorry, that really is a very big sticking point to me. Is that like we had to wait an entire listen, like it's fine now. This is where we are. And now The Rock is involved. Okay, sorry. You know what? Y'all keep going. Keep going. I'm
He
sorry.
said now the Rock's involved.
Yeah, now The Rock
Yep.
is involved. He's like, should I sit at the bar? Should I sit at a booth? Or should I sit at the head of the table? I'm like, if you don't get out of here and make the Jungle Boat movie 2 or something, like get the I want to see that match so bad, but not if the title's on the line and not if it's gonna be, gonna screw up the WrestleMania plans. I
I kind of agree with that.
I just feel like The Rock, and I said this last week. Who the hell told you that it was open mic night? Like, who told you that you could show up and just say that you want to be at the head? Like, sir, you're The Rock, but also, what have you done for us lately in the wrestling?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
This isn't a fame. Like, could Kim Kardashian just show up and challenge Rhea Ripley? Is that what we're doing now? Kim did appear at Mania. Like, what are we doing? What are we
Damn.
doing other than nothing?
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. It'll be very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't even want to
I would
think
love
about
to
I don't
see
know how
that.
they're going to get this story
Taylor
heated up
Swift
again.
versus Io Sky.
Let's keep
my
Taylor
God.
Swift far away from anything that I
Please.
watch, please.
They would
I-
boot up.
No
Grace.
offense to
Mhm.
her, but
Brady.
she just brings too much spotlight.
Offense to her. Offense. To her.
Offense. All the offense.
Please,
Yeah,
please,
we're
y'all.
fine.
I do not want the Swifties after
Drag
me.
us.
Um,
I'm okay with it.
Logan Paul was on the KO show this week after he accepted the invitation last week. This was fine.
I mean,
Right.
it would have been better to me if KO would have just like completely obliterated Logan. I feel like KO talking about I'm taking off my wrist brace and
Yeah.
don't worry about anything, and then getting beat up by Logan is like, I don't like that. KO should have been wiping the floor with him, and that would have been the only reason why I would have been like, cool, he's here, like he's adding something.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's just like, meh, what's the point? More
Matt?
social
Yeah.
media fun.
That's about
Honestly, it was cool. I mean, I was like, okay. I don't know. I don't know if I really care about this match. I know it's going to be a good match because KO is there, and Logan has done a really good job in the past. But like, I'm not sure. I have no idea if I think Logan's going to carry that belt to Mania.
Oh no,
See,
he's
this is the
definitely
problem.
carrying.
Yeah,
But I know that to
he's
me,
Logan
it's like,
Paul.
yeah, if he's carrying it, to me, it's not because of his actual talent and skill. It's because of the fact that, and I'm not going
I
to say
think both things are true.
yes,
I
he
think
is a
it's-
physically talented person. I will not take that away from him.
has the best
But-
buckshot lariat in the wrestling
But
game.
do I think
Hot take. I will go on record and say that. I said it on another wrestling podcast. And I got it out of the fucking room. But yep.
I think that if he
Mm.
perhaps he's like he just is such an asshole
Mhm.
that
He is.
I won't, and I just never will consider taking that talent into consideration for why I would want him in a match, because a lot of the heels or baby faces, you might not like them, but you can recognize that they have something. They have some sort of personality that endears you to them on the ring. Not him.
Yeah.
He's just fucking annoying. He's an asshole. I hate having to see him. And I only feel like he's gotten to that place because he's trolled the algorithm enough. And now we're forced into watching him. And it's worse that he's good. Because at least if he wasn't good, we could at least say, well, that's why we don't see him. But because he's fucking can do backflips and shit. Now we have to see him all the time because they're like, oh, look how talented he is.
So for you, he has
You know
go away.
what?
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Heat.
I
mean, I'll say this. That you know what? Like, you have a great point, Odie, because it is kind of wild that you could just be like, okay, look, I'm gonna become a huge YouTuber, massive YouTuber, and then they're gonna put me on WrestleMania. Like, look at that strategy. Look at that. Like, get the followers, and then you should because he is talented. He puts on great performances. I think that Logan Paul has absolutely earned his spot for what he's doing. But without the followers, like call up. I'm trying to like any AEW roster member.
Because the thing is, like,
put in somebody else.
because when you look at him compared to other very talented people in the same network, he does not show up at a lot of matches. But because he has
He's only
his
had a handful.
Instagram or social media followers,
And his
his podcast, he can only show up like the way that The Rock shows up and everyone's like, oh, it's him. But The Rock did how much time and energy did he put into being The Rock before he was allowed to just saunter up? And I don't think that I just feel like Logan Paul and his brother or whatever, like that is such a instant gratification of like me being here and like a sense of entitlement.
He didn't work for it.
He didn't work for it
to be a
so I just
WWE
can't-
superstar like the way that the rest of the
Not
roster
like
did.
Brock.
That's your
accept it.
problem.
Yeah, I can't accept it. And also because he's annoying. If he wasn't as annoying, if he wasn't annoying, then I would be like, okay, great, good for him. But he's annoying, so it's like no thanks.
He does have
honestly,
he's a true heel.
no.
He's a true
Like the one thing I like about him is he caught Rey Mysterio and stopped him from falling on his head. And that's what I appreciate
He
most
did
about
do
Logan
that.
Paul.
He did do that.
He did do that.
And how could we? And honestly,
And that
that's worth a
really
lot.
good. That takes a lot of work to realize
it's-
what's happening
It's a lot of work
for a rookie.
for a rookie to be able to catch a legend and work safely. It's also a lot of work, and it speaks to a lot of talent to have the best buckshot lariat in the business. So sorry, Hangman, do better.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't.
I agree with everything that Odie says, but I also have to.
Right.
Unfortunately, you have to begrudge that he is good at this. He's honestly, unfortunately, kind of made for professional wrestling.
Yeah.
All of it, the whole package.
Yeah.
And it's annoying. It's like I wish you would have learned this earlier than instead of like being problematic on YouTube.
It's
So
like, okay, the Miz.
But it's
When I remember watching when he showed up at that Real World house with everybody else, and they were doing the freaking head. He had to drive through it on a stick shift. He didn't know how to drive and try to make through all these challenges. Like, he was someone who I saw come in. He came into the house saying he wanted to be a wrestler and was going to these different trainings.
he did his dues,
making network and doing networking and trying his hardest. Like, I don't think it's bad to use your resources to get where you want. You should 100% use them, but also knowing that you actually tried to work yourself into the space to understand all the levels and not just think because all these people are behind me, you have to have me, and not care about whether or not you are like doing your due diligence. And that's just
KO
the
spoke
problem.
about that in his promo a little bit. He was just like, there's things that's off limit for me to even talk about when it comes to you. You can talk about my weight and my skill or whatever like that. I can't talk about much about you. The only thing I can talk about is that, like, you showed up. This is what you did, and you know he did it in such a way
that's true.
Over, while also pointing out the exact same things that, like, without going too deep into it, like we did.
Frustrations, that the audience has.
We have.
I agree.
The freaking champions of the Hunger Games. Like, we should be able to. You don't just automatically get the glory just because you're there.
And finally, I just had to highlight this because this was great.
Yeah.
Pete
Dunne by Elegance again.
No.
Elegance.
Oh God. Really, Matt? Really?
Elegance Limited.
What I was trying to say is Pete Dunne, the name is back. Yeah.
See, repackaging. I was just doing a segue, Mari, as a professional.
Well, yeah, there we go. Pete Dunne, who had for the last 2-3 years had been going by Butch once he got put on the main roster. Why? We talked about it so many times. Why did he go by Butch? Who knows? Like, Vince McMahon having a laugh. But after last week, he had to find a partner to tag with him, and he brought up Tyler Bate, who, if you didn't follow NXT UK or anything like that, him and Tyler Bate have known each other for like well over like 12 years. They used to tag together, and they tagged together last week, and they're tagging together now. And the story that's being spun on the commentary is like Pete Dunne tagging with Tyler Bate made him realize who he was again. So Pete Dunne is now back to being the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne, which honestly, this should have been the gimmick that he premiered with. Like, just ridiculous. This is the gimmick he had in NXT for years before he came to the main roster. So why they changed it when he went to the main roster to make him somebody's sidekick? Again, Vince McMahon, you will burn in hell for several different things. This probably being one of them. And so, like,
this is low on the list.
This is low on the list, but it's there.
This is like number 50.
Number 50 of top 50 of reasons to burn in hell.
So
higher.
So I'm so glad to see the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne back. I've seen him like wrestle in person under like the Bruiserweight, and it's so I hate how he does the digit manipulation, but I like that gimmick. Like, I can't watch it, but I watch it, you know. So congrats to Pete Dunne for getting his name back. I don't know if this team with Tyler Bate will be permanent or not. I forget what their name was when they were permanently tagging together.
They keep
calling Mustache Mountain.
So wait, how did
no,
Mustache?
No. That was Trent Seven, who is problematic and canceled like half of the NXT UK roster. Yeah.
Sorry.
He was?
He was one of those, I think. Yeah. I think, unless I'm sorry to Trent says it.
I don't know much about these guys. I do feel like they're fashion girlies, which I really like.
Yeah.
But I'm curious of like, how did their
what
name...
they're giving?
Yeah, because I feel like
are you talking about them or are you talking about Pretty Deadly?
Both of them and the other one.
She's talking about Pretty Deadly.
Pretty Deadly's good too. I love Pretty Deadly.
Because when I was watching them, I was like, I love the fact that they're like, you know, they're going on out in their attire. But how did they lose their name? Can I have a little backstory?
Okay,
on
so can I give her a little bit of
Feel
backstory?
free.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'll try to trim this down. Once upon a time, there was a crazened old man who ran this whole
Yeah.
company and decided that when you are in NXT and have an established name, that when you get brought up for copyright reasons and to make sure you're locked in to their naming conventions and stuff, he decided he would have a laugh and name a bunch of people different names. He changed Pete Dunne to Butch. He changed
LA Knight.
LA Knight to what's its nuts?
Max
He changed
Dupree.
Max
Piper
Dupree.
Niven to PewDiePie, not PewDiePie, Dewdrop.
Dewdrop.
That was the worst one of them all. He named
Not PewDiePie.
Dewdrop. Sorry, I don't know why I went with PewDiePie, but he named them Dewdrop. And like it was a very dark period of wrestling where our favorites and the indie scene were coming NXT and NXT UK, and they would like do great things on those divisions and then be brought up to the main roster as a terrible, stupid name. Just the worst. It was Max Dupree, wasn't
Max
it?
Dupree. Mm-hmm.
LA Knight was Max Dupree. But now those days are gone.
With what are we doing now that Vince is gone?
And the last remnant of this, oh boy, the last remnant of this is, and this is what I wanted to bring up, and this is the last thing I wanted to say about Pete Dunne getting his name. It's great that Pete Dunne got his name. I'm happy. There's only one more person who needs to get their name back. LA Knight got his name back. Piper Niven got her name back.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Dunne got his name back. The last person that needs to get their name back, fucking Walter. Like,
No.
I
I
know
like Gunther.
I know
we're
it's
too
not
deep
gonna
in.
I know, and I know that, but like, I'm so used now to Gunther that like I can't see it happening. But there's a small pocket of my heart that's like, why not? Like, why not hope? Why not have a little bit of hope in my pocket, in my heart pocket?
Yeah.
For just maybe a chance that he'll go back to the old theme song too. The new theme song's fine. I just like the old theme song too. The old I forget what it's called. Yeah, the old Imperium theme song. Do you remember? It was like do 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 do. It was all orchestral and not like weirdly.
But it's the same. Isn't it still like a Beethoven or somebody? It's still classical music though, right?
But the new one's not all classical music. It's like it starts off the same way, like dun dun. Like it still starts off classical, but then it changes to like weird rockish kind of thing. Whereas
I'll have to check it out.
Classical. Really?
Classical.
Yeah. Wait.
Probably. Or maybe you're thinking of someone else.
No, I'm pretty sure like that. Yeah, I remember like the Dunne, and then it's I don't know. I can't remember what his old theme song was, but I thought it all gave me the same feel. I thought so.
Okay.
But I like Gunther. I don't care. I said it when they changed it. I was like, it goes kind of hard. Like,
what was his name before?
Walter.
I think Gunther sounds better than Walter.
Walter. Yeah. Really?
And Walter.
Yeah.
When you do it that way, anything sounds terrible.
Walter.
All right. Well, that's it for the highlights of the week. Like you can find all of the highlights of the week in wrestling in our handy dandy playlist at the bottom.
Cut to the finish.
Yeah. In your show notes or your show description. I will give Mo and OD a few minutes to talk about to their Rumble predictions if they want to do their Rumble predictions.
Oh.
Yeah, I will keep mine short. I'm going for the women's Rumble. Bailey. just because the story that they're telling over there, it's a great way for
really
her
good.
to go from heel to face, and it would open up the possibility for a certain somebody to return to the company if the money's right. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. And for the men's Royal Rumble, boy oh boy, let me make this clear. There's an asterisk. I'm not a degenerate internet fan. So when I say this name, don't think of me as don't lump me in with like everybody else who's like, yeah, I'm a diehard. It's a good. No, I just think that
X-Pac?
yes.
No, if you just think it makes sense.
Yeah, I just think the story makes sense.
Mhm.
I think it
Oh.
should be CM Punk.
Yeah.
It makes sense story-wise.
Story-wise, it does make sense.
Rollins, and he's always won the main event of WrestleMania. Just it makes sense. Let's just do it. Just do that. Odie, how about you?
Okay. Give me 5 people in the.
Oh my
Rumble.
God!
Seth
No,
Rollins.
you can
Seth
say
Rollins.
anybody.
That's wrong.
He's not in the
He's
Rumble.
not in the Rumble. He's
Okay,
not in the
Corey
Rumble.
Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes,
is
yeah.
in the Rumble, yes.
Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk,
CM Punk.
Jinder Mahal.
I'm
Bobby
sure
Lashley.
Jay Uso is probably in there.
Jey
KO
Uso.
or Sami Zayn.
KO is probably in a match. No, KO's in a match, and I think Sammy's probably going to be in there. Maybe.
Yeah, Sammy might. He might come back. I don't know what he's been doing. I don't know if he got injured.
Mhm.
Yeah, if he got injured or something.
And
Yeah.
That's
All
it.
right.
Injured? Oh my
I mean,
god,
if
I'm tired.
there's
I'm tired.
Usos in there, I would.
We've been here for a minute.
If Jay was going to be in there, I would pick him to win
okay,
everything.
okay, to
But
win
if
the
he's
Royal
not
Rumble.
in there,
Mhm.
then I would then pick Rhodes and Sami Zayn.
Well, only one person can
I
win.
know only one person could win, but those are 2 people I wouldn't be mad at.
No, they
Okay.
could fall over at the same time, and then
That is
it's
true.
double win.
And then Triple H can come out.
Triple H could slide into the ring, tear both of his ACLs.
Yes,
it becomes a
and
whole
still be
team.
yelling at them, just shaking.
Yes.
Who's the Irish
Start up
guy
again.
that McIntyre used to
Finley?
Sheamus.
Is he not in the
I think
Royal?
he's injured.
Yeah, he's out injured too. He might come back.
Okay. Anyhow, women's.
The women's. Okay. Well,
The women's.
Rhea is not.
Rhea's the champion, so she's not in
She's
it.
not a part of it. I still think the man would be a good winner.
Okay, Becky Lynch.
Give me some other people who might be in.
No, you already chose. Anyhow, she chose Becky Lynch. She chose Jey Uso, and that's our predictions for.
Awesome.
More choices.
Again, thank you so much, Mo and Od, for joining us here this week on the Wrestling RHAPUp podcast.
Yeah,
please plug
thank
yourselves.
you. Seriously.
Where can the people find you on social media, and where can they listen to Black and Snurdy?
Well, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Anchor, Apple Podcasts. It really we're on Anchor, so anywhere where podcasts are available for you, look for the Black and Sturdy podcast.
We have 100 episodes out, and we had a big revelation at the very end of the 100th episode. So definitely want to stay tuned. We are going to be relaunching the podcast very soon. We took a quick break for the holidays, but we're going to be relaunching with this new camera, new setup, new streams. So we're
a new cut, a new color.
Yes, all of that. And as far as individually, you can find me at Licorish is Legit on all the social medias. And as far as Odie, you can find her at
That's Odie on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
There's an underscore in there somewhere, right?
Yeah, no, it's very fun that each of them are different.
On Twitter and Instagram, they don't let you use the same punctuation. It's very frustrating. And somebody took That's OD. Like, who would do that?
Wow.
I know. Yeah.
So it's That's OD.E on Instagram. That's OD_E on Twitter. So
damn.
for me.
All right.
I'm there.
Yeah. There we
Matt,
go.
where can the people find you?
Other than listening to Black and Snurdy, of course, you can follow me at Matt Scott GW on social medias. You should also subscribe to my show Pod Friends, interviewing people in the RHAP community. RHAPisawebsite.com/podfriends feed. I recently appeared on another RHP podcast called You Thought You Knew, talking about Survivor. So check that out on the network, on the Survivor podcast feeds, all the things. And of course, I'm here each and every week with the one and only Mari Forth to talk about the professional wrestling. But Mari, where can people find you? I know you're everywhere, aren't you?
Yeah. You can find me first, of course, on Twitter at Mari Talks Too Much. That's 2 like the number 2. I also was just on If You Thought You Knew, as well, with Kevin and Nigel. I was talking about Amanda Kimmel. I'm pretty sure that just dropped this week, so you can check us out over there on the RHAP, the Rob Has Podcast YouTube page. It's there as well. And of course, every Tuesday, me and Sarah Carradine bring True Crime Tuesdays to RHAP with the Crime Scene podcast. We are on we do a week break in between our seasons. We just wrapped up episode 90. That I think that just came out, or it's coming out. It's coming out this week. Sorry, it is coming out this week, and we were joined by the amazing Nikki Bernice to talk about a very hard one. Talk about A Great Photo, Lovely Life. It's a really good documentary on HBO Max about a woman who discovers her grandfather was a chiropractor who's like sexually assaulted multiple like children and women, and it's her trying to kind of make an atonement for that, with the victims, give the victims some closure. So it's a really good documentary, very, very sad, but very like hard hitting, and we were able to talk about that. So you can go to robhasawebsite.com/crime feed in order to subscribe there. Again, please go subscribe. And of course, here on the Wrestling Wrap Up, you can subscribe by going to robhasawebsite.com/wrestling feed. You can follow us on Twitter at Wrestling RHAPUp on Twitter. That's at Wrestling RHAPUP on Twitter. You can send us any long form emails to wrestling@robhasawebsite.com. And of course, anytime is a great time to join the RHAP Patreon group. You can go to patreon.com/RHAP in order to become a patron. Join at any level. And of course, finally, shout out to everybody in the Jobs Has a Squadcast Facebook group. That is our official and unofficial group for the Wrestling Wrap Up. So if you want to get in there, just let us know. Oh my God, that was a great one, guys. Thank you so much. Y'all have made me laugh to exhaustion. I am now exhausted. Officially.
Glad we can help.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So, from me, Matt Scott, Mo, and OD, remember, wrestling is for everybody, but not all wrestling is for everyone. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt and Mari. Wrestling liver RHAPUp's gonna make you sorry. Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris, and we coming every week and it's feeling like a party. Moolah Ric Flair, showing out like Bianca Belair, Best podcast, flush it in the air, From the rings and we win it, don't care, No cap. Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt and Mari. Wrestling liver RHAPUp's gonna make you sorry. Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris, and we coming every week and it's feeling like a party.